So very excited to introduce Ben Nolan. He is the CEO and founder of CryptoVoxels, one of the original and most important projects in the space. I was an early participant in the CryptoVoxels community, and we have a gallery, Signum Arc Gallery, which is a collab with Arc Invest. We'll have a party later, and you can all come. He's just rebranded the company to Voxels, so I'm excited to hear about that. And Ben Nolan.
All right.
Hello. Hey, what's good? Hey, yeah, I'm Ben Nolan. Future of blockchain metaverses. Is there a screen up here I can see? No, I already that one. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm the founder of Voxels.com, which is part of the metaverse. Metaverse is a collection of virtual worlds like Decentraland and Sandbox and stuff. So I thought I'd just talk back a little bit about the history of the NFT metaverses, where we're at now, and what's ahead. So this is the project that got me into doing virtual worlds on Ethereum. It was the pixelmap.io. It was the million pixel homepage, and you could buy a pixel on there for an Ethereum. The creator of the contract hard-coded 1 Ether, which was affordable when he started this project, but obviously it'll be an expensive website now. It's recently been re-released, but yeah, it's one of the oldest NFT collections on OpenSea. This inspired me to get into the space, and then I found Decentraland, and I worked with them for a while, for about 3 or 4 months on Bronze Age. So this was when they did their ICO, first kind of release of the metaverse in that space. Where's the time? I got heaps of time. I'm nailing it. Yeah, and then so Decentraland's kind of the OGs in this virtual world space. Decentralized gaming / metaverse. I've just been amazing watching how they grow and how they've kind of really owned that space. And so I finished up at Decentraland, and then I went and started Voxels, which is my project, formerly CryptoVoxels. We renamed it Voxels because it's a cooler name, it's a bit shorter, and it's impossible to hire graphics programmers as a crypto project. I get shit canned so much with a message saying I don't do crypto or no NFTs. So I send this big message to someone who want to work for us, and I just get that instant cut-off, kind of really short-sighted supply. So we are now Voxels. We're still on the Ethereum mainnet. We use Polygon a lot for our content, so that cause it's a low-carbon sidechain that's faster. But yeah, we've been doing Voxels since then. We've got like 7,000 parcels. We've got about 5,000 builds in there. Often have large events, so there's several hundred people in there at once. We've got a really kind of thriving wearables ecosystem. So that started we started that mid-2018. Then the Sandbox came in with their ICO and land contract in 2020. Sandbox was originally not on the blockchain, but they sort of really moved hard into the blockchain on 2020. So they've been on that space, and they are sort of indisputably the largest blockchain metaverse at this stage. And so last night we went to Midtown somewhere and sat in a room with like 20 people to discuss the current state of metaverses. So those 20 people were CEOs of metaverse companies, and we formed the Open Standards Metaverse Association, the OSMA. And so yeah, we're working on interoperability. We're working on having be able to create content in the metaverse and then take it to all others. So you can wear hats, you can have friends lists, you can go through portals from one world to another, you've got instant access. So that's something we're working on as a team. If you're interested in joining the Open Standards Metaverse Association, I have no fucking idea how you'd find us, but I assume we'll put up a website at some point and you can get in it. It's about doing 3-dimensional NFTs, executable NFTs, smart NFTs, which have content and work in a 3D space. We sort of do, and then, we just talk through all these aspects and how they're going to fit together with the different metaverses. I thought I'd talk a little bit about the future of what my company. I've got a group of 3 companies. We've got Voxels, we've got The Focus, and we've got YoFolk, which are the 3 projects we're working on. This is The Focus, which we are opening orders for later today. So this is like a $200 Oculus Quest with the Focus on the front, which is $89. It's a stereoscopic camera module. So you've got it on your head like this. This is a trick. The Oculus isn't actually on. I can't see shit right now. But it's stereoscopic RGB pass-through. So it's like you see everyone as a hologram. The idea is that, there are a lot of augmented reality projects in the metaverse space, but you're always doing it through ARKit on your phone. So you're looking through your iPhone and stuff through a tiny window. I'm really bullish on augmented reality headsets that are on your face for viewing NFTs. So you can view, you can walk around and see big voxel content here. You can see people with their costumes from Decentraland or Sandbox, but in the real world. So that's something that I think is really interesting. I'm personally not a huge fan of virtual reality. Augmented reality, where you can see the people in the room with you, is really an interesting space to put NFTs in. So instead of NFTs existing purely digitally, they can exist to you, in a sense, as real as the other people in the room. So that's very interesting to me. Another thing that we're working on is volumetric video. So this is using stuff like the LiDAR camera on the iPhone, or an Azure Connect, which is Microsoft's depth sensing cameras. So you've got someone standing here, they're surrounded by a couple of depth sensing cameras, and then you turn them into volumetric video. You turn them into holograms. You can encode them, stick them in an NFT, and then that hologram 2-pack that was at Coachella, you can create that of yourself or of your favorite influencers and then sell them as an NFT. And then holograms and volumetric video are reasonably compelling on a two-dimensional screen, like on a gaming monitor or on your laptop. They're absolutely super compelling in virtual reality, in a metaverse, or in augmented reality, where you've got Laura sitting in the front row and then Tupac sitting right here. And that's totally possible with current technology. It's what we're working on, and so we're hoping to start releasing some holographic volumetric video, is what we call it, later this year. Part of the meeting at the OSMA last night was about the format for this 3D content, because all metaverses can display a JPEG on the wall. We've all managed to work out how to load a JPEG. It was about 3 lines of code. It's a lot harder to load 3D content, because 3D content can be... It's a lot harder to load in a time-bound way, and we're all governed in our metaverses that everything's got to happen really fast. Everything's got to take 15 milliseconds or less, otherwise we're not hitting that 60 frames per second. So we're hoping that as we come up with a format for these holographic video NFTs, we're going to share that standard, we're going to share the code to create them and play them back, and so we're hoping that next year there's a shitload of holograms here at NFT.NYC. And then the other thing that I'm finding really interesting is mixed reality events. So in Voxels in particular, a lot of people have an event at a gallery, and at the same time they'll have a virtual event that's happening at the same time for the people that can't get to their gallery, which I'm really passionate about, because it means you're not flying around the world to go to a gallery opening, but you can really feel like you're part of it. So this is my friend's wedding. My friend's wife, her family was stuck in Vermont due to COVID, and we were down in New Zealand. So we had a big LED wall going. We had a mixed reality experience with them, so our venue space underneath our office, this is the downstairs of our office in Wellington, New Zealand. We've got a bunch of depth sensing cameras. We've got a bunch of kind of shared mixed reality walls, and just kind of really passionate about doing spaces where I'm physically here and you are in the metaverse on the other side of the world, but we can kind of interact in a party environment. That's the kind of stuff that I see as really interesting. That's kind of where I see the future of the NFT metaverse. Is that kind of content, the volumetric, augmented reality, mixed reality, and mixed media events. I think that's a really interesting space. I think it's going to get really big. And I'm kind of passionate to attend some of these events and to see where it goes from there. Anyway, that's me. That's my details. Hit me up if you want to chat. We've got a big demo this Arvo, so I'm not going to be around much. But thank you so much for having me. Ciao.
Ben, thank you so much. That was great.